from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
I don't like you, and I didn't want to talk to you. I made enough information that you could have prosecuted anybody with the information that I gave you, and you choose not to.
Heated discussion at a Valley City Police news conference. Residents are concerned that local police aren't doing enough investigating about a former officer. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Valley City Police Chief Fred Thompson said former Lieutenant David Swenson was accused of having sex with a woman in the evidence room and in a squad car. This was the second internal investigation surrounding Swenson, who retired a day after that woman filed a written complaint. Swenson later refused to participate in the investigation. The woman also stopped cooperating with police. Chief Thompson said since both people didn't cooperate, the allegations couldn't be proved or disproved.
I tried to find out, locate these people involved and see if I could come up with something. But if nobody wants to talk and nobody wants to tell me anything, there's not a lot I can do.
Thompson added that his biggest concern was if any evidence was tampered with, but an inspection was done and police didn't find any issues. We'll have more reaction on Valley News Live at 9 on the CW and on Valley News Live 10 at 10.
A Grand Forks man is the latest to face charges in a recent string of domestic violence cases around the region. 24-year-old Nathaniel Nichols faces a felony charge of aggravated assault. Nichols allegedly caused bodily injury to his girlfriend while strangling her. If he's convicted, he could spend up to 5 years in prison.
And you may have noticed we've been reporting on a spike in the number of domestic violence cases lately. Experts say it's the normal rise and fall of these types of cases. Now, as part of National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, this is the Clothesline Project at UND's Memorial Union. T-shirts tell the story of real victims of domestic violence, some who lived through it and some who did not. Experts say domestic violence continues to be a major problem across all levels of our society.
Well, it's extremely prevalent, for one thing. Up to 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men will experience some form of violence in a relationship in their lifetime.
Tomorrow night, a Take Back the Night rally against domestic violence will be held at 7 o'clock at UND's Memorial Union. It will include a march down University Avenue. We also have a link to more information for help regarding domestic violence here in the Valley. Just go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. Jackets are a must these days as our temperatures continue to slide. Let's find out how chilly it's going to get tonight. Hutch?
Well, we are already, after a cool day, setting up for a very chilly night as well. Look at the peak gusts with me. The strongest winds today were out west. Now, in our viewing area, we had wind gusts approach 50 miles per hour. They approached 60 miles per hour out in the central Dakotas today. Will remain gusty. There are a few drops of rain showing up on the radar where you see the dark green shades over Grand Forks and up near Cavalier. A chance of a few of those drops making their way down to the ground. Elsewhere, a lot of it is not reaching the ground. We'll be in the 50s and quickly into the 40s. The wind does decrease after sunset just a little bit. However, factor in the wind and the cool weather that we are having. Take a look at these wind chills. It's in the mid-20s, what it feels like on exposed skin out in Williston and in Dickinson. I'll have details on a few flakes in the forecast for some and what we can expect as we close out the work week here in just a couple of moments.
All right, thanks, Hutch. And remember, you can stay up to date on the weather conditions where you are anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just download the Storm Team Weather app to get the latest weather conditions and even follow the radar live. Search VNL Weather in the App Store.
Retailers are looking for seasonal help, so you might find one of these in your mailbox. In this case, it involves the busiest time of the year when it comes to mailing things.
The U.S. Postal Service needs more people to be sure they can get your packages from point A to point B. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop finds out how you could be impacted if the positions don't get filled.
This parking lot here is full of cars of employees of the United States Post Office, but they're looking to add to it with a number of positions for seasonal help.
Seen double-digit growth in our parcel business, and we've experienced actually here in Fargo a 30% increase over the prior year.
The USPS is looking to add about 30 seasonal workers in just the Fargo area, and that's in addition to the other job openings they have. Mailers have gone out to the region. They are looking to fill positions in not only North Dakota, but Montana and South Dakota. But what happens if they can't fulfill their seasonal help? Will it mean delays in mailing?
The customers won't see a change. Our employees will have to put in longer days and more hours as well. So ultimately, we'd like to have the additional help so that we don't have our regular workforce putting in extremely long hours and very long days.
At the end of November, the Postal Service is starting to delivering packages 7 days a week and as early as 6 a.m. In Fargo, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
The Fargo Postmaster says they have positions that will fit an array of schedules, even the opportunity to work only on Sundays.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers remains committed to the FM diversion project despite Minnesota's DNR denying a permit. Corps officials say they're planning on awarding the first contract for the project later this month, adding it's committed to permanent flood protection for Moorhead, Fargo, West Fargo, Harwood, and Horace. The Corps says it will continue working with Minnesota to address concerns. No construction is planned in Minnesota until 2019. The Standing Rock Sioux Tribe is back in federal court fighting to stop construction of the $3.8 billion Dakota Access Pipeline. Attorneys representing the tribe, the Justice Department, and the Dakota Access presented their arguments before a panel of 3 judges in federal appeals court. Attorneys representing the tribe say that the only thing needed is to protect sacred sites and tribal burials in an area around Lake Oahe. Attorneys representing the Army Corps of Engineers argue that only 3% of the pipeline is within their jurisdiction, and they properly fulfilled all their duties when issuing permits to the company.
The court indicated that the Corps of Engineers had done the necessary and appropriate work. The pipeline will go in the same corridor as an existing transmission line and gas line that's already there.
At this point, it's unclear when the appeals court will make its decision. Until that decision is reached, the pipeline company is not allowed to continue construction for 20 miles on either side of the Missouri River at Lake Oahe.
Deputies with the Grand Forks County Sheriff's Office will now be equipped with body cameras. Sheriff Bob Rost said each deputy will be wearing a body camera during their shift. They'll be used along with cameras that are operating in their cars. Rost says the cameras will help both deputies and citizens with more transparency. Grand Forks police officers started wearing body cameras in 2015.
The North Dakota Health Department is letting us know it's ready for emergency situations. We got a look today at a mobile medical unit. It's a semi-trailer which opens to a 1,000 square foot mobile emergency room with its own oxygen and suction, a laboratory, heating, AC, communications, and IT services. It responds to emergencies where hospitals may be unable to treat patients because of flooding or a tornado which might close or damage a hospital.
It is always in the state of readiness and can be deployed at any time. It is set up right now in an 8-bed configuration. It can surge up to 16 beds. Each of the bed stations have oxygen and suction and have dual oxygen and suction, so it could have a 16-bed capacity.
This mobile medical unit serves the entire state of North Dakota, but it can also help areas in neighboring states.
Fall is an ideal time to prep your lawn and home for the cold weather ahead. Experts at Home Depot suggest to seed and fertilize your grass now, so after the winter, the roots will have grown deep for spring. Instead of throwing leaves away, some people mulch them to cover garden beds and around trees. And inside the home, insulation and window seals will be a cost that's worth it to keep all the heat in your home and the cold out. A tip from Home Depot experts is to seal any foundation cracks now so rodents can't crawl in for the winter.
A busier workday than usual for a couple of businesses that were serving coffee in a different way. Details later on Valley News Live at 6.
Snow is flying and cold air is pooling out to the west. Freeze warnings for the western Dakotas, frost advisories for portions of South Dakota. Your hour-by-hour forecast spells it all out right after this.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live.